Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Little French Homestead. My name is Sherry. Today we have 3 fabulous dry mixes and we're going to be making them all right now. The first one we're going to do is a muffin mix. We're going to do then a cookie dough mix, and then last and finally a brownie one. So I've got all the ingredients all set around the kitchen, but we're going to be focusing on one at a time. And then I'm also going to do is show you how to bake them as well. So we're just doing the dry ingredients. Those can last in your pantry for anywhere about 3 to 6 months, as long as they're sealed very good, nice, warm, dark, nice, cool, dark place. So here we go. We're going to need 8 cups of flour. So I actually have down here my big flour bin. I will show you this a little later, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and get my knife. I have a 5-gallon bucket right down here, and it's filled to the top. So I was like, well, I know what I need to do. I need to make some videos. So to my big steel metal pan, I am going to be sifting in 8 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use whatever you need, but I just have white on hand. Now you don't have to sift, but I know that I've got some lumps in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and sift all of this down. And then I'm going to also do the baking powder. I won't need to do the sugar. So for this dry mix, it calls for 8 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of baking powder, and 3 teaspoons of salt. Now I'm adding the 3 tablespoons of baking soda, or excuse me, baking powder, as I'm going to sift this all in. I've already added the salt, and then we're going to get the cup of sugar. All right, so now I'm going to be adding about 1 cup of sugar. That's good. And then what we're going to do is give it a good little mix. You want to make sure you incorporate all the dry ingredients. Now once this is all done, you can go ahead and scoop it up into a mason jar or whatever you have handy to keep it safe and warm, safe and dry, not warm, safe and dry. Now I'm going to go ahead and get another bowl out because I am going to be making a fresh batch. So with that, I'm going to leave a little bit in here, and I'm going to go ahead and get another bowl. To this bowl, to make 1 batch of about a dozen muffins, you are going to be adding 2 cups and a quarter. So I'm just going to grab just a little bit more. I'm going to set this aside for a moment. You're going to grab 2 eggs, and I've already got the eggs. You're going to get then 4 tablespoons of melted butter. This is my 2 scoop. And then 3/4 of a cup of milk. You're gonna wanna go ahead and mix that together. Now I'm just gonna use a spoon because I don't wanna get that whisk. I mean, not a spoon, a fork. I don't wanna get that whisk all wet and dirty. Now I'm just gonna mix this all right up here in the bowl. I am gonna add a little bit of chocolate chips because if you were with me on the Valentine's Day video where I had my daughter helping me out, we had a bunch of white and melted chocolate chips left. Now you're gonna bake this in the oven at 350 till about 10 to 15 minutes. I've got a little variety here. I'm just gonna put in a good little chunk. Let me mix it up a little bit more. I wanna get some of those, the white chocolate. Gonna have it nice and chocolatey. Give it another little mix. Incorporate this. And then we're gonna go ahead and put them in the tins. Alrighty. So I've got the tins here and I've got a scoop. So what I plan on doing is just scooping some of these out and putting them right inside the tin. Now I'll link these scoops down in the description below. I got these off Amazon. All right, so we got these beautiful muffins all getting ready to go. All right, so I was about to start filming and then I turn around and notice that these are almost ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and take them out of the oven. Only got 17 seconds left, but I already did a quick peek and they looked absolutely beautiful. All right, so here are they. They look gorgeous. Now, when you stick them, you should be able to come out clean. And these all come out clean. They got a nice golden brown on the top. They did, however, in my oven, take about 16, almost 17 minutes. I set it for 12 and wasn't sure if it was gonna do it, so needed 17. All right, so now we're gonna be working on the cookie mix and we need 6 cups of flour. So again, down here, I'm just scooping out the flour. I've already cleaned out my pan or my bowl. I'm gonna do the same thing again with the flour. I'm gonna go ahead and just sift it in there. Once I made the muffins, I was able to fit the rest of the muffin mix inside a half-gallon container. So my suggestion is if you wanted to go ahead and make up the mix, I would do a batch of each. That way it fits a little bit better. Now my daughter and one of her friends just came back from spending the night at her house and they saw me making all this. And her first words were like, "Can we have some?" And I was like, well, that was the whole point of me making this and the videos, because making them for people to eat. So now I got 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. Alright, so I just added 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then we're going to go ahead and add 4 teaspoons of baking soda. And I'm adding it to the ingredients in with the sifter. That way I can go ahead and sift it all the way through. I don't need to sift the brown sugar or the regular sugar, so that's okay. Just want to make sure that I get all the clumps out. So to the mix, we are going to go ahead and add 2 cups white sugar. And then 3 cups brown sugar. We're going to go ahead and give this a mix. You want to make sure you stir all the ingredients very well. I do see that there's some lumps here in with the sugar and stuff, but that's all right, because what I can do is, as I'm pouring my batch into my jar, I will go ahead and make sure it's mixed very well, and I'll break it all down. All right, so now we got cookie mix on the shelf. So when you want to go ahead and make some cookie mix, all you're going to do is follow the ingredients. Now it's going to be 2 3/4 cup dry mix, 3/4 cup unsalted butter at room temperature, 2 eggs, and a tablespoon of vanilla. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I put all the mix in here except for the eggs so far. I've added the vanilla and the butter. When you go ahead and make this up, you are welcome to go ahead and make up a whole extra batch. What I've had friends do is they would make a batch of mix, scoop them, put them on a cookie sheet, put them in a freezer, so you like flash freezing them. Then once they're frozen, I would say maybe a good couple hours, maybe a little bit longer. And what you're going to want to do is then you can take them off the cookie sheet and then stick them in a Ziploc bag. And then all you have to do then is actually bake them. So baking these cookies, this recipe I think is about a dozen. It's going to also cook at between 350, 375, anywhere between 18 to 20 minutes. I'm just dumping pretty much the rest of all this in there just to start using some of it up. I'm going to go grab the chocolate ones. Yeah, because I didn't take the chocolate ones out. I'm going to go and take the chocolate, add a little bit more into here. I'm going to mix all this all up, and we're going to stick them on a cookie sheet and bake them in the oven. All right, so I've already added the ingredients into this. I'm already giving it a good mix. This was the brownie mix, called for 3 cups of flour, 6 cups of sugar, 2 cups of cocoa powder, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Now just remember, I am going to have all the recipes linked down below for you, so you don't have to worry about trying to remembering them. When you want to go ahead and make this one, the recipe does say to go ahead and sift your flour, your cocoa powder, and your salt together. We are going to go ahead and make these brownies, and I'm going to put just about enough for that in there for now. To make a full brownie batch, it calls for 5 1/4 cups, 5 1/4 cups of mix. I gotta mix that a little bit better. Here we go. Sometimes it doesn't all get it in there. Gotta make sure this time it does. So what I forgot to mention to you is when you were doing the cookie sheets, the cookies on the cookie sheet, if you trim the corners and spray down some cooking spray, or if you spray some oil down on it, some people have the spray oils, put oil on it and press it down into your cookie baking pan, then it's a lot easier. I think I just need a little bit more. All right, perfect. That should be 5. I'll put the rest of that in after. I'm going to give it just a little bit more mix. Then that way you don't have to worry about, because that was my last little sheet. I have more in my storage unit, in my back closet. But I saw online that somebody trimmed the sides, put a little bit of oil down and pressed it down, and it held. There's also another trick where you can go ahead and crinkle it up and lay it flat. And I wanted to do that, but I'm like, well, we're doing cookies, so I'll do that a little different. So into this mix, you are going to add 1 cup of butter. So you know what? I'm just going to use this measuring cup. I believe it was 1 full cup. Yeah, just a little shy, but I am okay with that. So 1 full cup of butter. I've already done 4 eggs. Now these are my eggs from my chickens. I've given some to my mom and dad already and my next door neighbor. They all love, obviously, fresh eggs. And that was a tablespoon of vanilla. And you're just gonna give it a good whisk all the way around until everything is all thoroughly mixed in. You're gonna bake it in the oven for about 350 degrees until toothpick ready. So the directions say it's about 35 to 40 minutes, but it also depends on your oven. Let me get in there a little bit better. And then after I bake these, I'm gonna do a taste test on camera to you all. But I had some of my family members, they couldn't wait, so some of the muffins are already gone, and I've already heard great reviews. So if these cookies and this brownie mix turns out great, then this is gonna be in a permanent rotation, because this is all new to me. I don't usually make up mixes in advance, so I'm okay with giving all this a little try, showing you how I do things. Sometimes, you know, we do convenience. If one of my stores is doing a buy one get one free, I go ahead and do a buy one get one free and then make the mix. But I wanted to go ahead and give this a try, because sometimes you just don't have time, or somebody wants some brownies and you don't have any mix, or some cookies. So this is a really simple way, especially since I really did have all the ingredients. I work from home and I work at night. So usually Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock, I can't do any baking. So my other helper, Abby, she does a lot of baking and she will ask me, but she doesn't know how to go through all of this. So that's why I don't mind having some of these mixes all ready for her so she can go and all it is add the wet ingredients and bake. It's a big time saver for her. All right, so the brownies are now done. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. Make sure that they are clean. They are coming out clean. We've already done a couple of pokes because they weren't coming out yet. We're gonna let these go ahead and cool. Then we're gonna do a taste test of everything and I'll be back in a few. All right. So I got my my fans over here tasting testing the cookies. How are the cookies, girls?
They're so good. They're so good. It tastes so delicious.
All right, let's try the
chocolate chip muffin.
Yep, there you go.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
That is awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Now try the brownies.
Last but not least.
Yeah, do they all pass the test?
No, pass.
All right, thank you. All right, so here we have it all. We've got the muffin mix and then the muffins with the chocolate chips. We got the cookie mix and then these are the cookies, the brownies with the brownie mix. This is a new attempt for all of these, and if you heard just a little bit ago, my daughter and her best friend absolutely loved them. So I want to say thank you for visiting my home today. If you like this video and would you like to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, keep on cooking. Thanks. Bye.